Tomorrow I'll power on
Because
Windows.
I seen all the Windows server. Actually, I seen that machine. I didn't see control machine. That is.
No, tomorrow I'll power on. Today I'll show you how to set up the Active Directory and all this. This VMware workstation setup is fine, right, for everyone?
Yes.
Okay, so on top of VMware workstation, we are going to install two Windows servers. We are going to install on
Your voice is breaking.
one Windows server. On one Windows server, we are installing AD, DNS,
Your voice is breaking, sir. Hello.
DHCP. Is it fine now?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so on one Windows server, we are installing AD, DNS, and DHCP. On second Windows server, we need to join to existing AD. Okay, as a domain member, we need to join the second server. Okay, on top of that,
Instead two Windows servers we should.
there are two Windows servers, right?
Means second Windows server we should add to activate, sir.
Yes, that's we need to
Existing
join to existing AD we have installed.
Means first server already we will have AD, I think.
Second one
AD,
is not a AD, right? It's joining to AD.
Okay.
It's not a
Second
domain
is
controller,
another
it's a
Windows
domain
server
member.
machine. Okay.
On top of that, we need to install Citrix Zen Desktop or Zen App or Virtual App and Desktop controller. Virtual App and Desktop controller we need to install. And to install controller, normally we require database also, but in this scenario, we are going to install SQL Express also on the same server. SQL Express also we are installing. By tomorrow, like we need to finish till this.
Okay.
Okay, by tomorrow we need to finish till this point. Okay. Yeah, any doubts on this?
Means how to install delivery controller? Can you tell me?
Delivery controller means AD you are asking?
Means delivery controller means another
Zen
machine.
Desktop
Means
controller or
Windows server we can easily download from
yes.
ISO, like from browser.
One second. Meanwhile, I'll start the installer. We'll talk after this.
Oh,
Okay. So now here I'm choosing Windows Server 2016. Data center, we don't have any product key, no issues for us. In the real time, we can upload the product key. Then here, I'm just giving Active Directory new. 60 GB space I'm giving. And here, network adapter we kept. As of now, both the VMs keep in NAT itself.
Okay.
Okay. Say now, both the VMs keep in NAT itself.
full form, sir?
Come again?
Full form of NAT.
Network address translation. Say we have bridge, host, NAT. Okay, internally these two VMs are communicating, but nowhere communicating with the outside network. Okay, internally these two are communicating.
Means bridge is used to outside and internal.
Outside network also.
Actually, installed bridged. I selected
No,
bridged.
no, you can change it later to.
Okay, just now change it.
Yeah, that setting changed to NAT. By default
Yeah.
option is NAT, I think.
Okay.
Okay, so now here this setup is starting. For AD mission, at least give 2 GB. For the Citrix controller, give more.
Okay. Hard disk each mission
Yeah,
minimum
Windows
60
Server is
GB.
minimum asking 60 GB. At least 50 GB you can manage.
Okay.
So we got the same problem, right? Then how we can resolve this is VM
Yeah.
settings.
Floppy.
Yeah, that floppy need
Opens.
to be unchecked.
Yeah.
Floppy I have unchecked here. Then restart. How we can restart? Control Alt delete
Delete.
normally will enter, right? In the VM internally, that is Control Alt insert. Okay, so what we need to press? Control Alt insert.
Okay.
Control Alt insert
Insert.
keyboard means which key?
Insert key would be there.
Okay. Oh,
So again, I'm restarting this. Control Alt insert. I entered again. So let it boot from the CDR DVD. Now that Windows files are
Hello.
yeah.
My house.
Okay, so that's loading the Windows. Once Windows starts, we'll discuss some. Come again.
I think he is unmute.
Yeah. Okay. So now here Windows Server. Okay, so English we have chosen. Install now. After installing VMware, like that VM, we need to install VMware tools also.
ମୁଁ ମିଟିଂ ରେ ଥିଲି ତ କୁଲକୁଲ ଦେଇ ମୁଁ ଉଠେଇଲିନି। ହଁ ମୁଁ କରିଦଉଛି।
After OS installation, what will be?
Yeah, VMware tools. So now this window is coming very small, right?
Yes, sir.
Your keyboard drivers, display drivers, all that comes with the Windows VMware tools only.
Okay.
In the real time, VMware tools are very important. You never forget VMware tools in the real time.
Okay.
Okay, so now here we have standard data center, but the data center evaluation or standard evaluation won't get the, you don't get GUI. Okay, hence,
sir, hello.
yeah, yes.
VM workstation is not freezer, I think. From VM player we can do.
No, only we can run those VMs.
Uh,
Say creation, all these are not possible.
I think it will ask license. I think.
No need, no need.
Not ask. It is getting free.
Yes, we can use for the. Okay, at least for 1 month, if comes also use it.
Oh.
Okay, so now here desktop enterprise only core edition without that desktop experience is getting core edition, but that is not recommended because we don't get the GUI. In the large scale enterprise, we can have one Windows server with the desktop experience. From that, we can connect to that. So I have installing enterprise, data center evaluation done standard. Okay, I accept the agreement. So now here go to custom. Next. That 60 GB is going to.
New you should click on
No,
new.
no new partition, no need to create. Okay, say it takes 5 to 10 minutes to customize. Okay, so now what we are doing is, so one Windows server we are going to install AD, DNS and DHCP. Okay, say prerequisite is both VMs keep in NAT itself. Both the VMs keep in NAT. VM settings disable floppy device. Okay, so that floppy device we disable, right? If you got
Sir?
the error, yeah.
Hello. NAT is means which is what it will communicate. You told
Say
which is
both the VMs can
outside.
communicate with each other, but can't communicate with the outside private network.
Hmm.
So that
And
means
bridge is
that AD and the controller can communicate with each other. If I use the host, even it won't communicate with each other also. Outside it won't get. Each other also it won't get.
okay.
Okay. So VM floppy device, we got that error right last class, that we resolved by disabling that floppy device. Then we are installing. Once we install VM, it's mandatory. We need to install. It's mandatory. We need to install.
Windows Server.
No, already Windows Server. That VM itself having Windows
AD,
Server.
DNS,
.NET framework, right?
No. We need to install VMware tools.
tools.
Okay, it's mandatory. We need to install the VMware
Tools.
tools. We need to install.
So where we can install.
Yeah, that
VMware.
I'll explain. So suppose once you install the VM, go to this VM workstation, VM, install VMware,
Tools. Okay.
install VMware tools. Okay,
Sir,
that
what is the role of this tool? Like what
tool
exactly it will
is
do?
like it's giving the, for the VM, it's giving the corresponding drivers.
Okay.
Say that display kind of thing, user experience will be enhanced. Copy paste we can do to this VM, clipboard kind of thing, printer, scanners, floppy, CD, everything will work in efficient way by using the VMware tools.
But our VM not highlighted still.
That is the reason not installed, right? After VM has been installed, we'll install it. After, if you want to expand this one, definitely we need to install VMware tools.
Okay.
So that option is I think it is like unchecked by like that.
No. After VM, it will come out.
It is unhide. It is not in hide.
That's after VM has been installed, we'll get. Still, it's not installed. Even for Linux, there would be some set of VMware tools. For Windows also will have. On top of vSphere also will have those tools. One second. Yeah. So we need to install VMware tools. Then better to take a snapshot initially. Say 2 to 3 times to set up all these. That's the reason at the clean state itself, take a snapshot.
When we should do snapshot.
Snapshot, you can go to that VM. Okay, if this is the VM, right? Here you can take a snapshot. This
When it is we
after
should
this
do.
VM has been installed with the clean state, you take a snapshot. Okay, so before in the middle of installation, there is no use. Once at least that
Please,
VM has been installed, VMware tools has been installed, then take a snapshot.
means when a Windows Server installation
A
is
Windows
over.
Server, VMware tools, all the prerequisites is done, then take a snapshot. So now we need to set the password also for that user. Okay, so let it install. So instead of keeping that laptop physically, we kept that ISO virtual CD. So I configured one password, keep a secure password also, and finish. Okay, so now if you want to log in, Control Alt, insert or go to VM here, send Control Alt, delete. Here if you click or keyboard wise, Control Alt, insert. Okay, so then I am able to log into this. So this. Now, if you want, you can enable that. That problem is solved. So before this, we need to install VMware tools. Step. For this, I'll go to settings. That ISO is as of now Windows Server ISO. I'm going to keep VMware tools. We can download this from the VMware tools Windows downloads. I have downloaded. And now this will get the installer here. It automatically open. Okay, so for this, what you need to do, you remove that ISO. Now we kept this VMware tools ISO, we kept. From this is going to install the VMware tools also.
Sir, can you please show once again?
Yeah. Say you go to VM. Normally it need to get here itself. It's not getting right. That's the reason. Go to settings. CD DVD. Say here choose that ISO image.
Mhm.
Say in that already I have downloaded that VMware tools for Windows. You want for Linux, you can download that Linux also.
Okay, so this
Can you
we have
share
to
the link?
download from the internet,
Yeah,
right?
from the internet we need to download.
VMware tool for the Windows.
VMware tools for that version is there, right? 12.4.0. Okay,
How
that's
to download that, sir? Sir, how to
from
download that?
VMware website you
VMware
can download.
tools.
From VMware website.
That's what we should search. VMware
VMware
Windows
tools.
download
Yeah, VMware tools latest
for
Windows
Windows.
search.
VMware tools for Windows.
Yeah,
Like
Windows
that.
latest one.
Latest. Okay.
Okay,
12.4.
that as of now I got here. So suppose here just small installer. You can choose typical itself. You want complete, you can install complete also, but typical is fine. Most of the important drivers are going to install. After that, VMware tools, it's mandatory. We need a reboot also. So after this, we need a reboot also.
Okay. Hmm. All is fine, sir. When we should do this snapshot, I didn't understand.
After this, we'll take a snapshot. Say not mandatory, but you can practice AD also 2 to 3 times. Otherwise, each and every time you need to take this.
Mhm.
Okay, so if you see here, it expanded, right? That complete Windows. So now after VMware tools, it's mandatory. We need to restart the window that VM.
Yeah, restart.
So till now, no doubts, right? Now, like whenever we take a snapshot, we can take a snapshot even in the power on state of the VM also. But it's not recommended to take the VM power on state. It takes more storage space. Better to take the VM snapshot
Windows, sir.
in the shutdown state of the VM itself. Okay, I want to take a snapshot of the clean state. For that, what I want to do is, what I want to do this one is, I want to shut down this. Shut down the instance. That CD, we have a connectivity, right? That may be disconnected, no issues. I'm going to take a snapshot.
Okay, then we should do that.
Yeah, clean Windows server I'm going to give. We didn't install AD yet.
Didn't install.
Okay, so I'm going to take a snapshot.
We should write something description of it.
Better to give what is the purpose of that. Later, tomorrow you may forget it.
Okay.
Okay, so now if you want to revert back after some time, you can choose this option.
Okay.
After say AD configuration you not done properly, no issues, you can revert back
Mhm.
to the clean state. You can we can
Revert back.
revert back. If you have multiple snapshots, you can maintain also here. After 3 or 4 snapshots, you will understand here. So which snapshot you want to make, you can move here. Okay.
What,
I
what is the advantage of this snapshots?
if you don't have a snapshot, you do something in AD, again you need to clean up everything.
Mhm.
Now what you can do? You can
Directly
revert
power
back.
on.
And you have a working state of Citrix, all those configured, and tomorrow it's not working all of sudden. If you have a snapshot, you can revert back to that working state at least. Otherwise, you need to configure everything. Okay.
Okay.
So now I'm going to power on this virtual machine. And on top of this, I'm going to set up AD, DNS, and DHCP. So no need of this because already we installed VMware tools and boot normally itself. That CD or floppy maybe INA file is there. Right? That's the reason it's getting that boot option. You can remove that power on state.
So this video you will share, sir, in YouTube.
Yes, we are recording, right? 1 second.
Every step by step procedure.
Yeah, it's recording. I'll share it.
Okay.
You are understanding, right?
Step by step procedure.
Okay. So then AD, I'm going to connect to this. Don't click Control Alt Delete every time. Make a practice of in the VM. Control Alt Insert. Okay. So now I kept a password also, and I log into this. On top of this, I'm going to install Active Directory. Active Directory. That means this server will become domain controller for us. This server is going to become domain controller. For that, I went to server manager. Okay, add roles and
Features.
can you tell one of the prerequisite for Active Directory is static IP is mandatory. Okay, so give the
Domain controller we should promote.
no. First, the prerequisite itself is a static IP.
I IP address.
So now, like, try to understand these settings are very, very important. Very large lab, we can set up all these if you do these all the settings. If you do very large setup, we can create on your laptop. Okay, I'll type one command in CPL. So now I'll go to my network connectivity properties. Okay, better to disable IPv6. Better to disable IPv6. Go to IPv4 properties. I'm going to give not IP address dynamically. Okay, so now if I go for a command prompt, okay, ipconfig, I got something 169.254.84.145, but I don't want this IP. I'm going to configure one
Static
private IP 192.168. Okay, 10 dot 10 I have given. Yeah, 1 also is fine. 10.10 I have.
We can create only, sir. Own IP.
Not like this. I hope you know about IANA private reserved ranges. From that reserved range itself, it should be 10 dot series or 171.31 series or 192 series is recommended in the real time for the private ranges.
Yes, sir. Ranges will be there.
Okay, so then default gateway also I have provided 10.10 and DNS also on the same mission I'm going to install. DNS also is recommended to install on the first AD itself. Alternate, I'll give the same one, but local host address I'm going to give. Okay, IPv6, better to disable this.
Okay.
Okay, so then go to your add roles and features.
Yes.
on the same server. So now here I'm going to install Active Directory
Domain services.
domain services. Add the features and optionally I can choose DNS
Yeah.
also.
Mm.
On the first mission better to have, and DHCP also have chosen. DHCP server also
Okay.
I have chosen. Okay, let it install AD DNS. Say in the real time also AD DNS may be on the same server. DHCP may be on the remote mission.
Okay.
Mm. We should give these all, sir. Means after installing configuration also we should do.
Yes,
Any-
yes. So these all better to have because in the job you don't get this opportunity.
As
Any
the Windows team only.
DHCP, we
Yeah,
should give this
we
for
done lot of research to set up this all environment in the VMware tools with the very minimal infrastructure. How to set up? We done lot of R&D. In a single laptop, no one can do all this. We did lot of R&D. Not now. Almost 10 to 12 years back, we did all this.
I'm already downloaded Windows VMware tools ISO, but it's not showing in after selecting path.
So go to that VM settings,
Yes, yes.
CD-ROM.
Yeah. Already
Then
selected,
go
but
to that system explorer. You go. It comes into like D drive like that. In that CD, you can double click.
okay, okay,
It's an auto installer.
okay.
Otherwise, go to that explorer and the D drive. Maybe it's attached.
R&D will always start with Windows Server installation.
Not for Windows Server installation. All these how we can set up in single laptop. Okay, so now AD, DNS, DHCP is installed. After that, previously in 2003, 2008, we need to run one command. What is that? In order to promote into domain controller, we used to run one command.
I don't know.
The DC promo.
Okay.
What is the
Oh.
command?
DC
DC
from
DC promo stands for domain controller promotion.
Oh. From PowerShell.
No, no, from the runner command prompt.
Okay. Some commands will be there, sir, from PowerShell. I think.
PowerShell also like commandlet is there, but now that command DC promo is not supporting. They're giving one PowerShell commandlet itself.
Directly demote the roles. Right?
Yeah.
For that. Some PowerShell commands are there shortcut. Again, we should demote as a roles.
No
after
need, no
complete.
need, no need, no
Yeah.
need. This one we need to keep it permanently. Okay, so now this role configuration is completed. Now we need to promote this server to domain controller. We are promoting this server to okay, domain controller. Okay, so now here we have three options. Add a domain controller to an existing domain, add a new domain to an existing forest, add a new forest. Okay, we don't have a existing forest, we don't have, and we don't have a domain also to join another controller. For the first time, what we need to choose is we need to add a new forest. Okay, so now add a new domain to an existing forest is like if you want to create any child domains kind of thing, we can choose. Okay, add a domain controller to an existing already one controller is there. Additional domain controller ADC role if you want to configure this option we need to choose. Okay, but for the first time, so I'm going to create one forest. I'm going to create maybe inspired infotech. Okay, or inspired.com. So my domain name is inspired.com. Okay, so any company, whatever the domain name, we need to keep it.
Those companies domain name we should keep.
Yeah, that's Wipro. If it is Wipro, wipro.com, like this. And they have installed.
This one we should not keep only. I think we should keep according to company.
Yeah, our company domain name, we need to keep it. Our client domain name. Okay, so now we need to set this first. Anyhow, it's going to become the DNS server also, and it's going to become the global catalog also. And here there are some forest level changes. Today we are going to support minimum level of forest level and domain level is all servers minimum version should be
Windows Server 2016.
2016. If you want to have any legacy kind of things, then choose this. Okay, so domain level, forest level, I'm maintaining the minimum functional level is.
Windows
2016.
Yeah, if you have any older things in another domains or another forest, then choose that version. And this is going to become a global catalog also. Global catalog is one of the controller kind of feature. It collects other domain entries also. So that
Yeah, it
means
is one of the role. I think.
yeah, one of the role
role.
of, but first domain controller in the forest automatically becomes the first domain controller in the forest automatically becomes the global catalog. Okay, so this is
Yeah,
not recommended to uncheck this. Okay,
multi-service,
but it can't become read-only domain controller. Maybe another server we can keep. In the large scale enterprises, we will have multiple domains, multiple domain controllers, additional domain controllers. Some additional domain controllers will make it read-only domain controllers also for the scalability. Because Wipro, TCS, these kind of companies will have some lakhs of users are going to authenticate and authorize. That's the reason they don't maintain only one domain controller, and we are going to set up a DSRM password also. That means if anything forgot, we can use this password also. Okay, I'm going to keep one password. Inspired is the domain name we have given, and I kept one password also. You keep your own passwords. Okay, then we need to delegate uh, like we can't create for the parent this one. And additional, what is the bias name? It automatically prompt for you. Inspired or whatever the name we have given,
that will come rightly.
yeah, inspired it came. Okay, then this is very, very important. Database folder is in C drive, Windows, NTDS. Sysvol folder is going to be stored in C drive, Windows. Okay, what is the database folder path is C drive, Windows, NTDS. If we want to keep in D drive or maybe other drive also, we can use in the real time. What is the meaning of NTDS?
New technology domains.
Yeah, new technology directory service.
Directory
Technology
service.
directory service. In this, what is the database name? The name of the database is ntds.dat.
Not DIT. NTDS.
ntds.dat. It's a directory information tree. Directory information. Okay, so it's going to store in a tree structured kind of database. All your user details, all that are going to store in this database. Okay, log files also stores in this. This wall folder is a shared folder. Okay, all our group policies, all those details are going to be stored in sysvol folder. By default, this will become a shared folder. That means everyone domain members can access this folder.
Okay.
All group policies, all those technically resides in the sysvol folder itself. Okay, every user want to access this folder, otherwise they don't get those policies. Okay, next is going to check some prerequisites are matching or not. It's verifying the prerequisites. Some warnings may get, we can skip warnings.
So the domain name will give it like the name or .com also it's required.
.com, co.in, whatever you want, you can keep it.
Okay.
That net bias, we don't get that.
Domain name and the password is we can keep only.
Okay, so here we got some warnings, that's no issues. Okay, most of the prerequisite checks are passed. Then it's going to promote into domain controller. After this, it's mandatory we need a reboot also.
The domain name we should keep your company.
Yeah, our company name we need to keep it.
Inspired is your domain
Yeah.
name.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
1 second, I'm getting the call. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, after that promotion, its restart is mandatory. So restart is mandatory for this. So now we need to configure the DHCP server also, because the second is mission we are going to install the controller, right? For that, who need to assign the IP address?
DSCP.
That this DHCP need to be assigned.
By that range, I think.
Come again?
IP ranges. Following that IP ranges, we should give the.
Yeah, for
IP
that we need to configure our DHCP scope options. We need to set up.
and other. I already have MCSC that already step by step.
I didn't get you.
Before I this MCSC course I
Yes,
done
yes,
for
all
that.
those will be covered in that.
Yes, and that
So practically here we can
SOP.
practice all those.
They given some SOP.
In Google, only exe file I found. Can you share the ISO file on VMware
No,
tools?
that exe you can copy and you can install.
Okay.
That exe you can directly copy to that VM,
Okay.
but that clipboard also may not come.
Okay. Okay. No problem.
So if possible, I'll share that link also.
Okay.
Right, less resources, right? That's the reason it's taking more time.
Maybe network issue, sir.
No. CPU memory are very less.
RAM issue. CPU.
So that 2 GB, 2. So
It's
after this also better to
too
take
much
a snapshot. Once this configured, take a snapshot also. Yeah. So now Control Alt insert. So now need to log in as inspire/administrator, not localhost/administrator. Kept the password. Okay, so now we need to configure the DHCP also. I'll check once again network configurations.
if we click ipconfig command, in that what IP address we can give that also.
Come again?
If we click ipconfig in command prompt, it will show some IP address, sir, mandatory. That
No. IP
IP
it
address
shows what is address is we are getting, it shows.
okay, 192.16.10. That will be, it will not show before.
It shows maybe
So
automatic private IP address.
without configuring IP.
Yes. But static IP is mandatory.
My doubt is that without configuring IP, after installing Active Directory, before installing Active Directory, if we give IP config, then it will show
It
an
shows
IP
IP address. It shows one automatic
Yeah.
IP address. It shows. Otherwise, when we install VMware Workstation, VMware also will have one DHCP server.
Mm.
Internally, VMware Workstation also will have one DHCP that will assign the IPs.
I don't know.
Okay. So now we are going to configure the DHCP server.
Okay.
So go to DHCP server. The complete DHCP configuration. Say inspire/administrator itself.
No need to create a pool.
Yeah, we need to create a scope. Scope need to be created.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the DHCP manager. So now here IPv4 and IPv6. So now here we are going to add a new scope. Inspired, I am going to give. From Inspired local network, I am going to give the scope. Then start address 192.168. 10.11 I want to give.
Safer side we will put on 20.
Yeah, 20 also we can keep it, no issues. The 10.255 I gave. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. For 255 it's not allowing broadcasting, they're using that. Okay, so now we want to exclude any IPs, you can give that range. Maybe for future purpose you want to give, say 100 to 110 I want to use for future purpose.
Oh.
So I'll give here 10.100.
Oh.
110.
150 we should use, sir.
192, sorry, here 190. Yeah, any which we want to add that we can.
10 only it will take.
Not like that. Within our range, some IPs we want to keep for future purpose, we are going to use like this.
Okay.
This IP is not released in DHCP, right?
Now it won't assign to that. And by default, release duration is 8 days for
8
the
days.
wide connections. Okay, so router is, we configure the same mission as router also. I have added 10.10 itself as our router also, default gateway. And inspired,
After 8 days, we should, after 8 days, it will show some notification.
so now here you want for the reverse lookup for this, I want to activate this, finish it. So now the scope has been added. One challenge here is, once we create one more VM, that VM need to get into this domain. Okay, but here one challenge we will get is, in our services, VMware Workstation will have one service. What is that service name is? VMware DHCP service. For the second VM, if I install a second VM, by default, who will assign that IP address to that? So this is in my host mission.
DHCP.
Yeah, VMware
DHCP.
DHCP service will assign the IP. For that purpose, what I need to do?
Start.
No, I need to stop this one. I have already stopped this. Okay, stop it and go to properties and even keep the startup type as manual only. Otherwise, this is where we are doing on your local physical mission you need to do, not on the VM.
Okay,
Sir, for
okay.
getting this, hello.
Yeah.
For getting this, we should give some IP address in router, right?
No. Already, even if you give all the DHCP, by default, the priority is to this VMware DHCP service for all the VMs by default.
No.
That is the reason better to disable this. In the real time, you don't need to do this. Only in our lab, we need to do this one.
In first VM, we disable, right?
In first VM, no issues because we assign static IP.
Okay.
For the second VM, if you don't disable this one, what's going to happen?
Okay. Local DHCP assign the one IP.
So this will assign the IP. That's not our expectation. We need to get the IP from our
DHCP server.
Our DHCP server need to give. That is the reason you stop it and automatic service type bring to manual one.
Okay.
No doubts, right? Then on the second mission, what we need to do is, on the second Windows server, we need to
install VDA, right?
Yeah, first we need to install Windows Server plus.
How we will join before AD? We should join. I think
This is already
before mission. Before
No.
mission active directly we should join.
Yeah, that we need to join to existing AD. Okay.
Before done.
Yeah. On local maybe our laptop services, disable and stop VMware DHCP service. This service also we need to stop it. Okay, join to AD. Okay, on top of that, we need to keep the ISO. How we can keep that ISO is, assume this is the second VM. Assume this is the second VM. Once all these prerequisites are done, go to VM, settings, CD or DVD. So we need to keep the Citrix. This is 1912, but no issues for the practice purpose. Now that installer we need to keep. So once we keep that installer in my CD, connecting also need to take care. Go to that D drive. This is the D drive. Click
Sir,
on
can
that.
you please share the link to download this?
No, that is not giving. Citrix account is required for this.
Okay.
Okay,
Can
I
you
will.
upload the drive in? We will download.
Yeah. With because it's at around 3 GB something, I'll transfer somehow by tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Okay. So now
Along with
This
Yeah.
can't be installed from browser.
no, these all we can't install.
No, sir. Like I have the Citrix account for the client as well, for the Wipro as well.
Yes, you can
So-
download then. You go to say 1 second. If you have the Citrix account,
Yeah.
go to
No, I'm telling like there will be no issues, right? Like
no
if I'll
issues,
download with
That
my
is
client
just
ID.
evaluation version.
Okay.
That's officially we are downloading. No issue.
Yeah, because I have the client ID. I'm managing the
No
licenses
issues. Here
from there
here
also.
you can choose
Yeah.
any of these, either server or app. Both are same installer.
Okay.
Okay, say double click. Here you need to click on delivery controller. It
Mhm.
won't install because the delivery controller cannot be installed on
AD.
domain controller. Okay, but on the second mission, you need to click on this. It takes another 15-20 minutes to install. This will do in the tomorrow class.
But for me,
Sure,
no
please,
account.
can you please go to the portal? I just want to see where I can download.
Yes.
Hello,
Say
sir.
you go to Citrix, download this virtual app on desktops. You log
Mhm.
into Citrix. So you'll have a Citrix cloud account, right?
Yeah, cloud account.
Yeah, you log into that Citrix cloud account. Hello?
Yeah.
అవును ఎన్ని గంటలకి వస్తాను నేను ఒక 10 minutes. Sure. Okay, so now here we have the restricted access, right, for this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so which one you have, you can try to raise a request also for evaluation.
Okay.
Okay, so try to download some. Otherwise, contact the help also.
Sir, for
Just
us,
I
no
want to
account is
evaluate.
there. Hello.
Yeah. Hello?
For us, no account is there. How we can install this from browser?
No, they're not giving. By default, they're not giving. I'll try to send that link. Without Citrix account,
Okay.
yeah, that is official way we need to download it. If you don't have account, I'll try to share somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, so these all like try to keep these all prerequisites with this 2402 from yesterday. I'm contacting the Citrix support team. They're trying to help me to give this access, but still that issue is not resolved. Mostly by tomorrow or day after tomorrow, it may solve. Okay, for evaluation, no issues. You can also create an account with Citrix, cloud.com, citrixcloud.com. Okay, so I'll keep in S3 bucket or somewhere. I'll keep it and I'll try to share that.
Okay.
That ISO I'll try to share. Meanwhile, set up all these prerequisites.
How to create account, sir? Citrix.
No, in
Cloud.
this portal here, you go Citrix Cloud and sign in.
Okay.
You go to my Citrix Cloud or citrix.com and create an account.
Okay.
Okay, still they're not giving that versions. We may need to raise a request for them. I got 71912. I think I got LTS, sir. Okay, so no issues for us for practice purpose, no issues. Okay, so tomorrow we'll install that controller components, all those. Everyone keep this one ready.
Okay.
Because even if without AD, all these if install without that we can't install also controller. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. Tomorrow we'll connect.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Sure.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.